What is up, it's Eddie Neddy and welcome to another video on the channel. In this video we're going to be ranking every single Premier League manager from 1 to 20. So basically doing like a table of managers, in my opinion, where they rate. I'm going to be basing them off, like I said, their past achievements of other club and also how they are doing with this club's obviously some, fairly recent managers in the game, or fairly recent managers, to like compared to like Pep Guardiola to Marsch, for example. I'm going to be rating on how they have done with their clubs so far. Anyway, if you guys do enjoy these types of videos, make sure to drop a like and subscribe, and let me know if you guys have any suggestions of any more Team Maker videos. Like I said, we do a lot of Ultimate Team, FIFA related watch along stuff on the channel, so you guys are all welcome to check that out if any guys do want to. But anyway, you guys are here to see me rank managers, so we're going to kick it off. We're going to go from bottom to top. So I'm going to put the bottom manager, in my personal opinion, I'm trying not to be biased here, but I'm going to go with Steven Gerrard. For the squad that Villa have got, a European squad, they really have struggled, Villa, so far, under Gerrard. I think they've got like a 30% win percentage, and I know a lot of my Villa mates as well, on the channel, are not very happy with Gerrard and the job that he's doing at the moment, the football that's being played, and also the transfer window hasn't really gone to, hasn't really gone. It's been a good window, but I don't think it's gone as well as it has, because most recently, it doesn't seem like anybody actually wants to join Villa. You look at Ismail Assar, like, I don't know, the deal was set to be completed, then it just never happened. So yeah, I'm gonna put Steven Gerrard 20th. Also, let me know where you guys think each manager be. Okay, we're gonna go with 19th in the league. I am gonna go with Scott Parker. Just one over Gerrard. So the real fact is that Scott Parker, I feel like, has done a bit more in his career already than, I don't know, has he? I think he's done more in his career than Gerrard. He's got double promotions to the Premier League. Obviously promoted with Fulham and promoted with Bournemouth. Despite you could argue that them two squads are absolutely fantastic, but he still had to get them promoted. There's been loads of clubs that have come down with absolutely sensational squads, and should have gone up. You look at Stoke, a few years ago, their squad was absolutely incredible. Stoke, unfortunately, couldn't get promoted, so it does happen, but you've got to still be a good manager to get them sides. So obviously, they won on their opening day against Bournemouth 2-0, against Villa, 2-0 with Bournemouth, and got a little bit sloppy so far, but I do have faith in Bournemouth. I think they could do alright this season, and brought in some brilliant transfers as well, and also doing really well with the youth of Bournemouth. Look at Zamora, the left back, Jane Anthony, the left mid. It's got the best out of players like Philip Billing and Dominic Solanke. So yeah, that's where I'm going to put Scott Parker in at. Right, next manager, we're going to go over a few managers I'm tossed up between here whether to go with. I'm going to go with Brendon Rodgers. We also could, you could argue he's not being backed by Leicester, but I also think he should still be doing a lot better than what he is with the Leicester squad. Obviously, you look at players like Jamie Vardy, James Maddison, Castagna, Wilfred Ndidi, Yuri Tillemans, Harvey Barnes. I expect him to be the first casualty in the Premier League. Maybe Gerrard, but I feel like Brendon Rodgers has massively, kind of let me down in a way, because I thought he would really do well at Leicester. He did alright to begin with, but recently, not really the greatest. Even though he has got the best out of some players like James Justin, Wesley Fofana, and obviously James Maddison. So he's done alright, to be fair. Right, next one we're going to go with is Marco Silva, of Fulham. I think Marco Silva is a good manager, but I don't think he can handle, the toughness. It seems when things get a little bit hot, or a little bit, a little bit too heated, and their team starts to do poor, he starts to dip, with his time at Hull and then his time at Everton, but he's now at Fulham playing some really good, attractive brand of football, had a fantastic window, and also a fantastic start to the season, so I hope he does do well at Fulham. Anyway, next we are going to go with it gets a little bit tough now, to be honest with you. I'm gonna go with I don't know. I'm gonna go with Frank Lampard. It's a tough one with Frank Lampard because he spent Derby County for 2 weeks. Done all right with Chelsea. Got them into the Champions League, what was it, quarterfinals when they went past Atletico Madrid. But done fantastic, you know, there. But since there, he hasn't really done too much. Obviously, got sacked with Chelsea. Everton just managed to stay up and obviously not started off the season in the brightest light either. So I'm going to put Frank Lampard 16th. Right, we're now going to move on to 15th. And I am going to go with... This is where things get a little bit tough right now. I'm going to go with Ralph Hasenhüttl. I really do like Ralph personally. I think he's a great manager, you know, a bit of a motivator, but I just feel like his time is slowly coming to an end at Southampton. Even though I personally really love him, I just think, like, the way he's stuck with Southampton for these really tough times, I think he's a great young Austrian manager that I think hopefully will turn it around, but I don't know if he's better than any of the managers that are current here, and I feel like he probably will be on the chopping block soon. Anyway, we're now going to go to 14th. I'm going to put Bruno Lage in that position of Wolverhampton Wanderers. Another manager which is... not doing as well, I don't think, with the squad they've got, despite he has not been backed that much in the window. But then again, they still have brought Nathan Collins and Guedes, you know, respectively. But then again, they have also lost a few players, you know, of the window. Obviously, lost Trincao, didn't manage to get him back. You know, Adama Traore doesn't really wanting to seem to play for Wolves, I think, you know. So... yeah, but then again, is that Bruno Lage's fault? I don't know. I think his brand of football isn't the most prettiest to watch. I think they are down there as one of the lowest goal scorers in the Premier League this season. You know, they drew 0-0 with Fulham, you know, not too long ago. Wolves, however, they did, and then they lost 2-1 against Leeds, so not the best of starts for Bruno Lage's men. But then again, he's only like 3 games in the season. Let me know your thoughts on where you would rank these managers, where I put them, whether I'm being harsh or whether I'm being stupid, because my ball knowledge isn't the best, but I tried to get my opinion across. Next one I'm going to go with is Marsch from Leeds. I really rate this guy. I think he's done a fantastic job. I love his passion. I love his drive. I love his enthusiasm. Leeds with a fantastic start to the season. Obviously wins against Wolves and Chelsea, and then they drew against somebody else whose name goes out my head right now, but he did draw. So yeah, great start for Leeds United. 7 points. Drew against Southampton. There we go. 7 points. And you know, their first 3 games is a fantastic achievement so far for a side which, you know, was relatively looked like they were going to be relegated last season, but they did manage to stay up Leeds and on the final day against Brentford. Anyway, we're now up to 12th in the Premier League manager rankings. This is where we get a little bit higher, and this one feel a little bit less pressure. I'm going to go with Steve Cooper. I think Steve Cooper's done an absolutely incredible job with... you know, has done an incredible job with Nottingham Forest. What he's done to build up this club from a team which finished, you know, 7th in the league last season. No, not me. Not 7th. What am I going on about? Okay, yeah, I think they did actually, didn't they? Not last season, the season before. You know, so they finished. I think they finished like 8th or 7th when they got lost on the final day with Sabri and against Stoke City to fall out of the playoffs. And then they went to obviously, you know, start their first run of games, you know, this season with 7 games, I think with only 1 point. So it looked, everyone was saying Forest were going to go down, and then Steve Cooper came in, and what a job he almost got automatics with the Forest squad, which I think would have been a great, would have been an absolute phenomenal achievement. Unfortunately lost against Bournemouth to screw up their chances. However, he managed to do it the tough way, and he managed to get promoted through the playoffs after beating Huddersfield, I believe 2-0 or 1-0 in the final. Anyway, we're now going to go with 11th in the league. I'm going to go with Thomas Frank. I think Frank has done an absolutely incredible job with Brentford to build them up to see where they are right now. You know, he's brought through a load of good young players, you know, playing which you probably would look at and you think they're not Premier League ready, and he's made them Premier League ready. He's done really well with developing players as well. You can see how well he's done with Silva, you know, and Mbeumo, you know, Ivan Toney. He's done a fantastic job, Thomas Frank. And I feel like he's, I don't know, I feel like he's such an underrated manager, you know, and the love, you know, he gets from the Brentford fans as well is incredible to see. Okay, now we're going to go up to 10, so we're now in the top 10. Right, now I'm going to go with Patrick Vieira. I think Vieira has done really well with the Crystal Palace squad, again, with players like Elise. You know, you look at Abire Eze, Wilfried Zaha, he's got the best out of Wilfried Zaha. Patrick Vieira, usually sometimes big-name players sometimes don't make the best managers. You know, so you see some players down here, for example, you know, like Lampard and Gerrard towards the bottom of this tier list. They were fantastic players, but hasn't really done too much their major career yet. There's not been that many, obviously, apart from Zinedine Zidane. He's the most popular one that comes to my mind, and probably Pep Guardiola as well. But obviously, sometimes being the best footballer doesn't necessarily mean you're going to be the best manager. And Patrick Vieira, I think, has massive potential to be something incredible with Crystal Palace. I predict them to finish really high this season in the league, Crystal Palace, just to fit in to them Europa Conference League spot. Honestly, I think they will. I have a lot of faith in Patrick Vieira's Crystal Palace. Now we're going to go up to 9th in the Premier League. I'm going to go with Mikel Arteta. I think Arteta's done a fabulous job. Obviously, he started off a little bit slow with... actually, you know what? I'm going to change it, actually. I'm going to put Eddie Howe in there over Mikel Arteta. I think Eddie Howe has done an incredible job to keep Newcastle up as well when they were struggling under Bruce last season. And even then last season, they weren't that massively financially backed, you know, Newcastle, until obviously the beginning of this summer where they brought in Nick Pope, Sven Botman, and now Alexander Isak. So he's done a fantastic job, you know, Eddie Howe with the Newcastle squads. Brought in some really good players, well, like Bruno, very cheap, and also, like I said, an incredible player. Honestly, one of the best CDMs in the Premier League, in my opinion, as that deep line playmaker. He is so good, and honestly, I don't know, I just think Eddie Howe's done fantastic. He's done more than just get the squad playing well. He's brought the fan base together, which is what Newcastle needed. Okay, so now I'm going to go up to 8th in the league. I'm going to decide to go with I don't know. No, I'm going to go with David Moyes. Mikel Arteta came so close, but I'm going to go with David Moyes. The job he is doing West Ham to build this club up to European glory after, you know, like I said, fighting off relegation a few seasons ago is incredible, honestly. An absolute incredible achievement for David Moyes and West Ham. Manager which has done the best of times, you know, before West Ham, you know, when he was out of Manchester United, you know, didn't do the best there. He was at Sunderland, didn't do the best there either, but now he's at West Ham and he has done incredible, honestly. He really has. You know, you see what he's done with Declan Rice, a great young midfielder who's been linked up to like £100 million moves in the past to like Chelsea. Honestly, what an achievement David Moyes has done with this West Ham squad, and really got this club, you know, fighting in Europe, and even at times, you know, fighting in the top 4, you know, competing with some of the best teams in the league, like Chelsea, City, Man United, I don't know about Man United, but Liverpool. You know, I think he has done absolutely phenomenal. Right, next manager we are going to put in, we're going to go with Erik Ten Hag in the 7th position. A little bit hard to rank Ten Hag, to be honest with you. Obviously done fantastic Ajax, obviously winning the Eredivisie and the Eredivisie Cup. Obviously in the Premier League only picking up 1 win so far there. 3 games they lost against Brighton and Brentford. However, they have beaten, you know, they have beaten Liverpool, which was an incredible win. Jadon Sancho and Rashford hopefully can get the best out of Jadon Sancho this season. A player of a lot of ability, and I think he will do really well under Manchester United. But it's a little bit hard to rank a bit more of an unproven manager at the moment. And, you know, and a bit is like, it's kind of hard because obviously Erik Ten Hag, to me, despite he has been in the game quite a long time, I don't really know much about him. You know, I've watched Man United, I've watched 2 of Man United's games this season, Brighton and Brentford, and the team selections are a little bit iffy, but he definitely got it right versus Liverpool, which is great to see. Right, we're now going to go up to 6th in the Premier League, and I think this time I'm going to decide to go with Graham Potter in that 6th position. Obviously, Graham Potter has done an incredible job at Brighton. I think he is the best manager, you know, in the Premier League, you know, apart from like the top 6. He has done incredible, honestly. He will get a top 6 job soon, whether it's like Tottenham, Man City, Liverpool. He will do incredible, I reckon. You know, if say Jurgen Klopp does leave, or Thomas Tuchel does leave, Graham Potter has done incredible at Brighton. You see where he's built this club up to. They've had a really good start to the season, Brighton, so far. You know, beating Manchester United, drawing against Newcastle as well. You know, a side which we do predict to be up there, you know, this season. I think he has had an incredible job done so far, Graham Potter, and I really hope he does do well, and hopefully he continues. Right, we're now going to go with fifth, and fifth I'm going to go with Mikhail Arteta. Right. There's a long story about Mikel Arteta. You know, Arsenal fans all wanted him out after his first season in charge, finished 10th in the league, and then obviously last season they finished 4th, and now this season they've won 3 out of 3 so far. They've brought in some brilliant players in Gabriel Jesus, and he's also done well with the youngsters as well. Mikel Arteta, you look what he's done with Saka, Martinelli, you know, some brilliant young players for Arsenal, Lokonga, you know, definitely building up this Arsenal team, and even giving some players which look like they've potentially, you know, gone a little bit down the pecking order, you know, have given them another chance, and they really have done well under that chance. You look at Aaron Ramsdale, relegated twice with Tuchel. Mikel Arteta was firm in his decision, and he decided to give him the starting goalkeeper, and he's been incredible. Same with Martin Odegaard, been loaned out to multiple clubs from Real Madrid, done all right at other clubs. You know, Real Sociedad's the one that mainly comes to mind, and now he's at Arsenal and being one of their best players this season. You know, Gabriel Jesus, after, you know, Haaland being brought from Man City, you know, it looks like Jesus wasn't really going to get much of a chance probably in the Man City squad, you know, so I think a great bit of business from Arsenal to keep Arteta over the long run, and I think he's done incredible. Right, we're now up to the top 4, and the man we got left is Thomas Tuchel, Pep Guardiola, Antonio Conte, and Jurgen Klopp. We're going to go with Thomas Tuchel in 4th. I have a love-and-hate relationship with Thomas Tuchel in terms my brain has changed on him a lot. He's a manager which, he obviously done really well in his first team with Chelsea, obviously winning the Champions League, you know, but recently been a little bit iffy Chelsea at the moment. You know, narrowly beat Everton 1-0, you know, lost to Leeds 3-0, you know, and they kind of seem to be like a little bit flown down the pecking order. Even towards the end of last season, Chelsea weren't even that great, to be honest with you. Like, I think if it wasn't for them winning so many games earlier on in the season, they might have not even finished in the top 4, you know, last season if they didn't have such an incredible start to their campaign. So yeah, I'm going to go with Tuchel in at 4th. 3rd, I'm going to decide to go with Antonio Conte at Spurs. He is a great manager, Antonio Conte. I think the job he's built with, you know, Spurs is incredible. I feel like he's a good manager. Obviously, we all know how he did Inter Milan win the league, coming to Spurs, and, you know, like I said, side which done really poor under Nuno to begin with. You know, I think they were sitting around about mid-table. Now he got them, and then he got them into the top 4 while bringing in some fantastic players like Bentancur, Kulusevski with a brilliant window this window as well. Spurs bringing in Basuma, Spence, Lenglet. You know, they've had an incredible window, Spurs, and honestly, there's only good things to come for this Spurs side. Next one, 2nd, I'm going to go with Jurgen Klopp, and then Pep Guardiola, I'm going to go with 3rd. You just can't argue Pep Guardiola. He's dominated England, you know, for the past few seasons now, winning numerous Premier Leagues, apart from when Jurgen Klopp won that one Premier League and also won the Champions League. So you could argue maybe Jurgen Klopp should go above Pep Guardiola, but I feel like Pep Guardiola gets in there just for the fact of how much more he's won. I think if Liverpool do manage to win the Prem this season, I feel like I would put Jurgen Klopp over Pep Guardiola, but I think as things stand now, Pep Guardiola does go above there. Jurgen Klopp, terrible start to the season so far for Liverpool. 1 loss and 2 draws, drawing against Fulham, then drawing against Crystal Palace, you know, and then losing against their big rivals Manchester United. And obviously Pep Guardiola, we all know the job he's done at City. Do I need to explain? But yeah, thank you all so much for watching this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed it. Take care. Be to you soon. See you later.